Hello and welcome once again to some more Tinto talks. Today we're going to be talking about some hegemonies, some great powers, some country ranks, and all of that good stuff. And of course, we have a lovely piece of artwork here to start us off with. And I just got to say, I love this mostly because they are wielding my favorite, not medieval weapon, but like, you know what I mean, like ancient weapon, not even ancient, but they're wielding glaives. I love glaives. Glaives are my favorite weapon of all time. I think they're so cool. But yes, putting a sword on a stick, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. But yeah, let us get into it and have a look at what we get to learn about in today's Dev Diary. Hello everyone, welcome to another Tinto Talks, as it's a happy Wednesday, the day of the week where we spill information about our super mega fantastically secret game with the codename of Project Caesar. Today we'll talk about three relatively related topics relating to country ranks, great powers, and hegemonies. Is it hegemon or is it No, it is just hegemonies. Hegemonies. One of those two, either way. Country ranks. There are 4 ranks that countries can have in Project Caesar. It is more similar to EU4 than Imperator, in that changing country ranks is something you do actively on your own. Besides having various rules on what a country can do, they also give some benefits, and rather importantly, to the player experience, they impact what the countries are called. I don't understand this. So, okay, in EU4, it's something you actively do on your own because you have to click a button to go up from duchy to kingdom to empire. In Imperator, you did just have to grow larger, right? It was a amount of provinces check that changed your rank. So maybe that's what it is. So, in Project Caesar, you'll have to click your own button to go up a rank, potentially. Or maybe rather it is just a case of it is not specifically location amount limited. That's not the determinator on what your country rank is, perhaps. The code supports multiple types of ranks at the same level, so models could in theory have dozens of variants of a duchy rank if they so desire. This is the same in EU4. The default rank is the county rank, which all countries default to unless set up to be something else. First rank above that is the duchy rank, where you can now guarantee other countries and a little bit higher diplomatic capacity and power projection. Countries that start on this level include the Duchy of Brittany and the Duchy of Lithuania. To be able to upgrade from a county to a duchy, you cannot be in any international organizations that disallow rank changes. So this is basically you can't be in the HRE. Maybe. But you also need at least 100,000 pops of your primary culture. Okay, that is the big one. They must be of your primary. The next rank above that is the kingdom rank, which requires 1 million pops of your primary culture and gives a larger diplomatic range and other abilities. It includes countries like the Kingdom of Sweden and the Sultanate of Delhi. The final rank is the empire rank, which is the hardest to promote to. Allows for a wider variety of diplomatic actions and other abilities. At the start of the game, there's only one empire in Europe, though. The Eastern Roman one. Hey! Let's go! He's calling it that one! He's calling it Eastern Roman. Let's fucking go. Perfect. A country must become a great power before they're able to attain this rank, and there are special restrictions on Catholic countries from pretending to be emperors without the Pope's permission. That's really cool. That is much more realistic, honestly, than we have in EU4. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, the Romans they are an empire. They are the only empire. And I guess Yuan would be the only other empire in the world, I imagine, if Delhi is a kingdom. Cool. You have to be a great power. Okay, so we need to figure out what great power is. But here is what you get if you are a kingdom. You get more power projection, possible amount of artists. We have no idea what artists are. Your diplomat range goes up, your capacity goes up, maximum diplomats goes up. Great power score is exempt from forfeit, whatever the hell that means. You can sign alliances. Oh. I wonder, are alliances, if you're a county, can you not do alliances and you can instead only do like defensive pacts? That would be kind of wild, actually. Guarantee, support rebels, threaten wars, and possible rivals. This is the country rank that represents the larger countries, and multiple provinces can project a fair amount of power. To become a kingdom, the following must be true. Greater than 1,000,000 Prussian pops, not a subject of another country, and we do not have, cannot become a kingdom. Okay, that's the Livonian Order. They have 380 Prussians. Yes, good luck getting 1,000,000 of them. Great powers. A great power is a country that, through advances, population, land area development, and other factors, has risen to be one of the most powerful countries in the world. And as such gains the ability to influence other countries simply by throwing its weight around. The countries with the highest great power score become great powers. Subjects and countries fighting for their independence may not become great powers. So, I like this. We have an image here showing flags. That's the Yuan flag, very cool. We got France in there, Delhi, Golden Horde, the Japanese Shogunate, the Kingdom of England, and the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt. And I guess a bit of, sorry about that, I guess a little bit of a reminder as well that characters exist. We haven't actually seen them in quite some time. Are they looking better than they were before? It's tiny image and I can't zoom it in. So who knows, really. But yeah, okay. What is it that determines what you are as a great power? Let's have a look here. Currently, there are always 8 different countries that are great powers. It's not a design we're 100% satisfied with. We talked about making the amount variable for age or by using threshold. We've also talked about mechanics for regional powers, but all designs so far have had some severe drawbacks. For example, how we would define the geographical area to make it feel good. Okay, how do you become great power, though? Highest great power score, okay. Great power score, how do you attain great power score? Advances population, land area development, other factors, maybe? All of this applies to your great power score, rather than just being, you know, just population, for example. That's okay, that's good then. But land area is, I guess, the amount of locations you have. Population is obvious. Advances, there's probably advances that give you great power score. Development, so, yeah, okay, this is obviously better than EU4's just straight dev system. Adding more things to it, I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. Cool, okay. Currently, there's always... Alright, we just read this. Yeah. 8 great powers right now, but could that be more or less? How would you define the geographical area? If you just use locations, then that wouldn't really work because not all locations are created equally. Some are larger than others, so, It's certainly an conundrum. But right now, great power gives you power projection, diplomatic capacity, monthly diplomats, and can enforce peace. Alright, hegemony. It was added in the Emperor DLC for EU4, but here it'll be part of the base game. Why is EU4 relevant, Johan? Is that because this is a sequel to EU4, perhaps? In the game, this was a late-game mechanic that would pit the most dominant countries against each other. This created a mechanic that most people never saw, and if they saw it in single player, it was merely a tool to make the player even more powerful when he'd already won the game. This is true. This is actually true. In this game, however, the hegemony mechanics unlock through an advance in the Age of Discovery. That's very early. We currently have 3 types of hegemony: military, naval, and economic in this game, similar to EU4, and you can only be one type of hegemony at the same time. We could be open to adding maybe a cultural hegemony as well, as the next few weeks Tinto Talks will show things about culture-related systems. Oh, okay, that is exciting. That is exciting, of course. To proclaim a hegemony, you need to be a great power, and then have a bigger army, navy, or economy than all other great powers. So not reaching an arbitrary limit then, like 1,000 income, or 1,000,000 soldiers, or 25 heavy ships. I think you only needed 25, or was it 400? One of the two. You just needed more than everyone else. Okay, after you proclaim it, you get a bonus where most of it scales with how long you've held the hegemony. In a game where a casus belli is not always easy to get, the fact that you can always create a casus belli on any hegemon, if you're not one yourself, can be beneficial. If you ever lose war as a hegemon, you'll lose your hegemony. And if you lose your hegemony, your prestige and diplomatic reputation will suffer. Okay, this is basically identical to EU4. Fair enough. I'm okay with this. I was okay with the hegemony system in EU4. It was fine. But what does it give you? What do you get if you are hegemony, other than Diplo slots? Well, okay, well, you get stuff here. All right, the military one gives you some war exhaustion, war score cost, counter espionage, less attrition, more army move speed, great power score, and some siege ability. Okay, that's relatively similar to what it is in EU4 as well, to be honest. Like, especially army attrition, I know that's in EU4. I proclaimed a military hegemon literally last night in EU4. So, yeah, that makes sense. It is a fun mechanic. I do think it is a fun mechanic. It is very, very late game in EU4, though. I wonder if when you're a hegemon, other countries have a less... if they're less interested in being your ally, like they are in EU4, or if that's not a thing anymore. That would be interesting to see. But yeah, this is the kind of system that's like not super necessary. It is not a... Like, in EU4, if the hegemon system was removed, it wouldn't change the game in any real way. And if it wasn't included in EU5, I'm not sure people would have complained overly much. But it is a system that is cool, it's cute, it's a fun little thing at the end of your game, and they're making it better, they're making it more early game, and kind of, it'd be nice if they expanded a bit, like, add a cultural hegemony. I think that would be great. I think that it is a system that is, it's one of those things that if it released without it, no one would complain, but for the people that say, oh, it's a new game, so they are just adding the basic bitch features and adding more stuff in DLC. They're cutting stuff out of E4 and packaging it DLC for the future. It would be one of those kinds of systems that certain people would complain that about it. But I think it's cool that it's in. It's not something that I would have looked at EU4 and said, this has to be in EU5 on release or big F. Or big L. You know, it's yeah, it's a nice system. Great power system. I like this more. I like this that it's got more different things that go into being it rather than just a single number. This is going to be great for multiplayer. In multiplayer right now, if usually there are alliance rules that you know, a player can't ally with another player if they are this, that, or the other. And oftentimes we use Great Power List, even though somebody who is on the Great Power List isn't necessarily stronger than somebody who is not. Institutions, for example, if somebody hasn't embraced an institution, they're way lower on the Great Power List. Somebody could be behind in technology. You know, just using development as the metric is not the best idea. So, yeah, more in here, love that. Population, land area, development, and other factors, whatever those are. I hope those also are accounted for. Kingdom ranks, love that, cool. Makes sense. County as well being the lowest. If we've got more granular locations, having a more granular level of like a smaller level of rankage makes sense. Okay, I'm comfy with all of this. I think that is pretty good. What do you think, though? Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on all of this. The hegemony system. Would you have missed it if it was not included? For example, is a good question, I think. Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to help me out, subscribe. That really actually does help me out quite a bit. And like the video, because that, you know, engagement is good for YouTube. That's all for me for now. I will be back on Friday with some Southeast Asia map page. That'd be fun. I will see you then. Bye-bye.